Joining me now, Michael Fetter, President and Chief Executive Officer of Radar Logic, a firm that tracks real estate data. And you are actually starting to see signs of consumers giving up and maybe saying this is as far as prices are falling.
Well, we are, Margaret. I think it's too soon to actually call this a bottom. But we saw some fascinating indications towards the end of last year. Activity in non-distressed sales is picking up, meaning those houses not in foreclosure, not being sold by banks or at auction. Those houses being sold by homeowners. The transaction counts that we follow have increased. You would normally expect prices to increase with them, but they did not. They actually softened. So what that says to us is that sellers in the normal housing market are beginning to accept that, okay, it's time to move on. That, coupled with the interest by major investors in housing as an investment, coupled by the somewhat weak reports on inventory reductions, could change the psychology of the market, and we could in fact see the market move up from here.
So maybe it's not the end, it's the beginning of the end, potentially.
It's clearly a suggestion that psychology is changing somewhat out in the marketplace, and I think that's important. The other interesting thing is, as you know, we have futures contracts on housing now. The September 2012 contract is quoted up 10 points from spot. Now that's about a 7% growth rate from where we are today, and that's substantially stronger than a seasonal trough to peak move.
So the people who are buying these contracts on the CBOE are betting on this turnaround? Are on
the bullish side, yes.
The idea of when is really what's on so many sellers' minds these days. The time frame on that, really a pickup?
I think it is. I mean, you know, if you've been trying to sell a house for the last couple of years, there have been no buyers, and anybody who showed up was really opportunistic. We hear anecdotally from brokers that you just can't sell a house unless you offer a 30% discount.
Right.
Well, that's narrowing now. And really what we need in this, like most markets, is some volume, and it would appear we're starting to get some.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's an interesting release. I know you guys put it out today, and those contracts you can see on the CBOE. Michael, thank you so much.
Pleasure.